welcome back to Pratham Test Prep YouTube channel. So today we are back with vocabulary booster session 36 and let us start with that. So the first word of the day that we have to do today is laconic. Now laconic with the mnemonic, if you look at it, means lack of words. So whenever something is not very wordy, whenever something is very brief, it is concise, it is succinct, it is terse, you say that it means it is laconic. Have a look at the sentence. She has a laconic wit. Now, wit is basically an abstract noun, and because we are describing it using the word laconic, hence laconic as a word becomes an adjective. So, out of this entire slide, the words succinct, the words terse, as well as laconic are extremely important from your exam point of view. So, make sure that you make a note of it and you do not forget it. The second word of the day that we have to do is mesmerize. Now look at the mnemonic, it says mess my eyes, right? So whenever you hypnotize someone, whenever you think or you have someone's attention so much that you can't really think of anything else. Whenever you are captivated, whenever you are transfixed. So if in Hindi, I have to say basically it is called mohit ho jana, right? They were mesmerized by her performance. The performance was so good that they were absolutely enamored by it. They were completely taken away. It's almost as if they went into that trance-like state because of this particular reason. Now, the part of speech, because it starts with to, it is verb. Let's have a look at the next word. The next word is nexus. Now, nexus mnemonic sounds like network. Now, the word nexus means a network or a connection between two things, two parties, or two places. Look at the sentence. He became the nexus between politics and religion. So imagine a person, let's say a political leader, who promotes religion a lot, who promotes politics a lot. So what has he done is, he has brought these two different aspects of life together. He has binded them together. So he is working as a connection between these two aspects, that is politics and religion. You cannot really use the word nexus when you are talking about more than two individuals, more than two things, or you could say more than two groups or places. Now, because you say the nexus, you're using the article the, hence the word nexus automatically becomes a noun. A good word to remember. The next word is overweening. Now, look at the mnemonic. It says overconfident about winning. So, whenever you are showing overconfidence, whenever you are extremely arrogant, whenever you are conceited, you are haughty, you have a lot of pride, basically, whenever you have a feeling that you are the one, that's it, aap se upar koi aur hai hi nahi, that means you are overweening in nature. Have a look at this sentence. He lost all respect because of his overweening arrogance. Now, in this particular case, the word arrogance is an abstract noun. We are using the word overweening to describe it. Hence, the word overweening automatically becomes an adjective. Also, please remember the word conceited, the word overweening in itself, and the word haughty are extremely important from your exam point of view, especially the word conceited. Make sure that you all make a note of it and you actually do not forget, because this is one of those words that we have seen has been appearing in various exams in the last few years in one form or the other. Whether you talk about in this form of synonyms, whether you talk about antonyms, whether you talk about fill in the blanks or contextual vocabulary for that matter. Have a look at the next one. The next one is Platonic, and look at the mnemonic. It says plain tone of relationship. Now, whenever you have a very loving relationship with someone, but it does not have any sexual things involved, any sexual feelings involved, you can say that the relationship is platonic. You know how Karan Johar says, एक लड़का और लड़की दोस्त नहीं हो सकते. That's actually wrong. एक लड़का और लड़की हमेशा दोस्त हो सकते हैं. So you describe the relationship to be extremely platonic. If I have to describe that in extremely simple words, then maybe I could use the word pure, right? So look at the sentence. She preferred keeping the relationship platonic. She wanted that whatever is there needs to be full of love, full of care, full of support, but it does not have to always involve anything sexual in nature. Now, when you are saying relationship platonic, relationship again is in form of abstract noun, and we are describing it, automatically the word platonic becomes an adjective. Let's have a look at the next one. So the next one that we have to do is redoubtable. Okay. Now look at the mnemonic. It says undoubtable respect, right? Now when you say somebody is undoubtable, what do you want to say? You want to say that the person is so good that you can't really doubt that person. So when the mnemonic aid is something like undoubtable respect, so anybody who is awe-inspiring, anybody that is fearsome, anybody that is formidable, essentially what we want to say, उससे ऊपर कुछ और एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता, वो इंसान या जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हो, दैट इज लाइक द बेस्ट इन इट्स पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी. टू डिस्क्राइब दैट वी बेसिकली यूज द वर्ड redoubtable. He is a redoubtable debater, so he is like this fearsome debater. When he enters, he's so good at debating that people get scared that, oh my god, I have to go and speak against this one particular person. Now here, debater is a common noun. We are describing it. Automatically, the word redoubtable becomes an adjective. Now, again, if I talk about this particular slide, the words formidable and the words redoubtable are extremely important from exam point of view. So make sure that you make a note. The next word is sextant. Now, basically, anything that is sextant is mnemonic, it is related to false. So, device used to discover longitude and latitude, right? Use the sextant to determine the position of the ship. Now, essentially, what happens is if somebody is lying to you about their location, about their whereabouts, what do? You use a device to understand. So, when you say a device, clearly we are talking about a thing, and hence automatically the part of speech is a noun. But as I said, if you look at the sentence again, it says he uses sextant to determine the position of the ship. So, you know how we watch some movies and we see that, okay, that a flight or a plane has started and it is like kind of in the air and suddenly it is lost, and 1.5 years later or 10 years later, it just lands out of nowhere, right? So we talk about time travel. Imagine something like that. If it happens, what are you trying to do? You want to understand the position of the flight. You want to understand the position of such a ship. So you're using the device which is used for it, and the device is basically called sextant. Now, this word will not essentially come as a synonym or antonym for obvious reasons, but yes, it could come as a one-word substitution question in exams like CUET, in exams like Symbiosis, in exams like Snatchy, and to some extent exams like IIM Rohtak and GMAT, which is for IIM Jammu and Bodh Gaya. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, the next word is taxonomy. Now, instead of exactly using a mnemonic, we are using the technology, you are using the technique of etymology. So taxes kind of refer to order, or you could say arrangement of something, and nomos refers to study or science. So a science of arrangement and classification. So if you remember studying the chapter biodiversity in grade 9 back in school, you'll realize how we have divided various species into further categories, right? We talk about the kingdom, we talk about species, we talk about the genus and all those kind of aspects. So when you say it took a long time to memorize the taxonomies of various plants, you're saying that there's a huge classification of various kind of plants. And in order to remember them, in order to learn them, it took you a while because they're exhaustive. They are just never ending in nature. Now, because it is a field of study, it is a field of science, again, the part of speech basically is a noun. A good word. Essentially, as far as I understand, this word could again come, number one, in the form of one word substitution, right? It could come in the form of, you could say, fill in the blank again. And yes, it could also come in the form of analogy, where taxonomy and its definition is given, and you will understand that there's something similar relationship in the given object. The next word is untenable. Now, tenable basically is defendable, and tenor is to hold. So when someone or something is undefendable, something is unwarranted, something is unjustified. So that is called untenable. Now, when you say the sentence like the argument is clearly untenable, what we're trying to say is that whatever you are saying, you cannot just defend it because there is no proof to support the point, right? There is no evidence to prove the point. So, for example, अगर आप lawyer बनते हो, अगर आप एक court case लड़ रहे हो, और अगर आपके opposing lawyer ने कोई एक particular statement बोला about your client or something related to a particular situation, and you are saying कि आप उसको जस्टिफाई कर ही नहीं सकता है वो लॉयर, मतलब उसका ना तो कोई प्रूफ है ना ही कोई एविडेंस है, there is literally nothing that you can hold that point true, so you can say that is called untenable. The argument is clearly untenable, so it is unjustified. You cannot just defend it. Now, since you're describing the word argument, which is a noun, untenable naturally becomes an adjective. Let's have a look at the next word, which is unwarranted. Now, ungenuine you will see is used for something when you want to make it opposite, when you want to contradict someone, when you want to say something negative. Plus, warrant word is used to justify. If you want to search as a police person, if you want to search someone's house, you need a warrant for it, right? You need a justification to tell the other person. So, unwarranted would be anything that cannot be justified. So, untenable and unwarranted are obviously synonyms to each other. Unjustifiable, indefensible can also be used, which means that on the previous slide, whatever words were written can also be used for the word unwarranted as well as for the word untenable. His behavior was completely unwarranted. So imagine you have been very sweet, very nice, and very humble to a person, and that person has only been mean to you. So you could say that the person's behavior was unwarranted. It was just not justified because all you have been is very polite and humble and very nice to that particular person. Now, since you are again describing behavior, which is a noun, the word unwarranted automatically becomes an adjective. Well, that's all for today's video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Till then, do not forget to subscribe to Pratham Test Prep channel, and also do not forget to click the bell icon for more such updates and such videos. Thank you.